time with a serious danger.
A winter storm is bringing freezing temperatures and heavy snowfall to thousands across Ohio. As much of the state braces for impact, here's what you need to know.
Plus, Ohio University student organizations rally against ICE in hope to bring change to university policy.
And in sports, Ohio men's basketball faces one of their toughest tests of the season. Newswatch starts right now. Thanks for joining us. I'm Charlie Ehlenfeld.
And I'm Parker Davis. Welcome to Newswatch.
Southeast Ohio is bracing for this weekend's severe winter storm heading our way.
Several counties across our region are under a winter storm warning until Monday morning. For the latest on this developing storm, let's hear from forecaster Tyler Zyro.
Yeah, so our Athens County has been updated from a winter warning to a, or winter watch, to a winter warning, which means that we have now gone from a good shot at snow to 100% likely to get snow, and we will be getting a lot of snow in our area. As we look at temperatures right now in the Athens area, we're right around the mid-20s right now. But as we continue into this evening, we're going to see temperatures drop a lot as we're seeing things down into the low single digits this evening. And what we need to watch for is our wind chill this evening. Even with temperatures being this cool and winds helping us, we're going to see wind chills possibly dipping to under 10 degrees this evening. So if you're outside for any extended period, make sure you're bundled up because it will be definitely cold. Definitely staying outside for too long is dangerous for you. But as we look at the headline for this weekend's weather, we're looking at this large winter storm that's starting to form and affecting us this weekend. It's starting to form right now over Texas, that low pressure system. And as we look into tomorrow, we're starting to see this move into our area by Saturday. And we look at Saturday evening, that's when the snowfall is likely going to start heading into the Athens area and start affecting us. As we look for Saturday through around Sunday afternoon, things are probably pretty light. We're getting only maybe a few inches of snow. But as we look into Sunday, that's in Sunday afternoon to Sunday evening, that's likely where we're going to be seeing the bulk of the snow continuing through Monday morning, definitely affecting the commute Monday morning. So make sure you're staying safe and stick around to see how much snow we'll be getting in the Athens area.
Governor Mike DeWine is urging Ohioans to stay safe this weekend, and most importantly, stay home.
And this is a weekend to stay home. So all of us really can kind of control how safe that we're going to be this weekend, and it is a serious time with a serious danger.
The Ohio Department of Transportation is echoing the governor's calls to stay off the road this weekend. While snow trucks and plows are already preparing for the storm, officials say the cold temperatures combined with the heavy snowfall could make it even more difficult to clear the roads.
But frankly, it's going to be a challenge for us because it's a lot of snow and it's very cold temperatures. So our salt just simply becomes less effective the colder that it gets. So with that in mind, we are just asking that folks please stay at home this weekend if they can do so.
Officials say if you have to get on the road, keep an eye on your county's snow emergency levels. County sheriffs will issue warnings ranging from level 1, where roads are still open, to level 3, where roads are only open to emergency vehicles. If you must leave your house, ODOT says to drive much slower than you normally would and give yourself plenty of time to get where you're going. AEP Ohio is also telling drivers to stay off the road this weekend. Officials say it can make it harder to respond to power outages, while meteorologists predict our region will get dry snow, meaning it won't stick to power lines and trees like wet snow would. Ice is still a concern. AEP Ohio says they have more than 1,000 line personnel ready to respond to power outages, but it's still important for you to be prepared.
So first and foremost, making sure you have an emergency kit. Inside that kit, you would have like your flashlights, some non-perishable items, and water to make sure you can keep yourself safe with that. Some things that folks forget about is like a manual can opener. That way you can get those items open. Check on your neighbors as well. Make sure they're prepared, and the elderly family members that you might have.
Most importantly, officials say to avoid down power lines if you see them. If you do lose power during tomorrow's storm, you can report outages and down power lines by calling the number on your screen.
Some people have already started stockpiling supplies to prepare for this weekend, and stores are struggling to keep up. Ace Hardware in Athens has been very busy since yesterday. Employee Caitlin Saida tells us through the continuous phone calls and flow of customers, they're trying their best to keep up with the supply demand. Saida says they are officially out of sidewalk salt, low on kerosene heaters, but notes they had plenty of gallon waters, something you may not expect from a hardware store. One shopper says he hasn't seen anything like this during his past 12 years of living in Athens. It's not just the snow you'll have to worry about this weekend. Exposure to extreme cold can be dangerous and even deadly. The elderly, young children, and those without a warm home are most at risk. Mandy Gaither has ways you can stay safe in extreme weather.
As the temperatures drop, the danger rises. In 2023, more than 1,000 people died in the U.S. due to excessive cold or hypothermia, with the highest percentage of deaths happening in January.
Your body becomes so cold, a lot of your bodily functions just can't function the way that they're meant to.
Dr. Carl Allenby with Cleveland Clinic says if you have to go out in extreme cold, dress properly. That includes a scarf or mask that covers the face and mouth, gloves, water-resistant boots, a hat, water-resistant coat, and several layers of loose-fitting clothing. Body parts most affected by frostbite are the nose, ears, toes, cheeks, chin, and fingers.
As the coldness progresses and the frostbite increases, you could have things like numbness. Your extremities could get very pale and then can get hardened as well as you continue to progress through that.
When the body loses heat faster than it can produce it, hypothermia can happen. That's when there's a life-threatening drop in body temperature below 95 degrees. In adults, symptoms include shivering, exhaustion, confusion, fumbling hands, memory loss, slurred speech, and drowsiness. In babies, signs could be bright red cold skin or very low energy. Allenby says 911 should be called immediately.
You're going to rely on bystanders who realize that somebody may not be acting right or that there's some sort of change in their mentation.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
If you or someone you know needs a place to get out of the cold, Athens County has several warming shelters available this week into next. In Athens, the public library is open during normal business hours, and the gathering place will be open starting at 7 p.m. tonight until 9 a.m. tomorrow. During the week, visitors can stop by HABCAP's offices in Gloucester, Logan, and the new Lexington, weather permitting. If needed, local and volunteer fire departments will also operate as warming shelters.
Cold temperatures sweeping across America right now, bracing for this winter storm. We'll see how that helps play out and helps drive this, and see how much snow we'll get in Athens.
Next time on the American Revolution, Battleground, New York.
Washington makes a number of tactical mistakes.
Women continue to be at the heart of the resistance.
If our men are all drawn off, you would find a race of Amazons in America.
And the reality of war.
The United States came out of violence.
When the American Revolution continues.
Tonight at 9 on WOUB.
The relationship between African Americans and Jews in the United States, it's not a simple story.
It's got a really long history.
The Black and Jewish communities found themselves swimming against parallel currents.
Blacks and Jews come together and create enormous change.
It wasn't a perfect partnership, but stood as proof that people could bridge deep divides.
Now streaming on the PBS app, the definitive collection from Emmy-winning scholar Henry Louis Gates Jr. From full seasons of Finding Your Roots.
These are your immigrant ancestors.
Oh my goodness.
To acclaimed documentaries.
Black Americans created a world behind the veil.
Discover the incredible history that connects us all. Stream the Henry Louis Gates Jr. collection now with Passport on the PBS app.
Many don't know Elie Wiesel.
Writer, teacher, activist, Holocaust survivor Elie Wiesel never let anyone forget what happened.
Everything died in Auschwitz. The idea of God, the image of God changed.
Elie's story, told with his own voice.
I write to bear witness.
On American Masters.
Tuesday at 9 on WOUB.
Well, Tyler, it has been freezing today. I have had a terrible time walking outside all day. So, I mean, is it going to get any better this weekend when all the snow comes in? Are we expecting it to stay in the same range?
It'll definitely be similar in the range. We might see temperatures jump up a little bit on Sunday, but next week is definitely going to stay this cold, and wind chills are dropping easily below 0. But as we look to the weather right now, we're seeing temperatures in the Athens area around the mid-20s right now, with our lows overnight going to be dropping, as I was talking about, into the low single digits this evening. And with wind chills, those could easily be dropping down to -10 this evening, possibly getting even lower than that. So if you're going to be outside, make sure you're staying safe, make sure you're bundled up. Any long-term exposure and temperatures that cold could pose some kind of danger to you. But as we look into tomorrow for temperatures, we're seeing things similar with things sticking around in the teens, but we start to see the snow roll in tomorrow evening. So as we look at our entire Athens area, we're all under this winter storm warning right now. But as we look to the entire country right now, we're seeing right now all this Arctic air from Canada is blowing down over the northern part of the U.S. right now, cooling down temperatures for pretty much everyone up north right now. But as we look to the weather system, what's creating the snow is we have this low pressure system forming over Texas right now. And what that's doing is creating a little bit of counterclockwise rotation, bringing warm air from the Gulf up to the central United States, and the mixture of that cold air from Canada and that warm, moist air is going to help produce this very large snowstorm that we will be seeing as we head into tomorrow. Though we're seeing this start to develop a little more as we see this pink region down here. Though that is freezing rain and sleet, which won't be affecting us in the Athens area, but what it's doing will definitely be affecting people in the south. So if you have family down there or you're traveling down south, make sure you're being careful, because both sleet and freezing rain pose very, very, very potent threats for them, especially since they're not ready to handle that kind of weather. But as we look more into the Athens area, we start to see the snow start to roll in around Saturday evening. And Saturday evening, the snow starts off pretty light, but as we head through the day and we head towards around Sunday afternoon, we're starting to see things kick up a little bit more, where things start to get where snow might get a little bit heavier, and we're going to see the heaviest snowfall likely late Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, continuing into early Monday morning. So definitely going to affect that Monday morning commute, and we should see the bulk of the snow roll out by Monday afternoon. But as far as totals go, what we're looking at right now in the Athens area is around 10 to 12 inches. It's possible that things could change a little bit as we get a little bit closer towards Saturday and Sunday, but right now Athens is in the main belt for the snow system, and that's could have a little bit of fluctuation, but we're seeing a large majority of this snow out of this system. So make sure you're prepared for this large amount of snowfall as we head into Monday morning for sure, because that's definitely going to affect a lot of our commutes on Monday. But as we look at the 7-day forecast, that snow obviously affecting us both this entire weekend and continuing through Monday. But with that, these extremely cold temperatures from that Arctic air in Canada are going to stick around for a while, as we see temperatures on Monday dropping possibly to under 0, and with wind chills, which we've been seeing recently, are likely going to stay consistent and likely going to affect a lot of us. So if you're being outside next week, make sure you're staying safe, because as we look at the rest of the week, temperatures are not getting warmer. So this weekend, stay safe, be prepared, and have a good weekend.
As ice raids spring up across the nation, protests continue against the organization. I spoke with organizers, and individuals with today's student walkout against ICE at Ohio University about why they were at the event and what steps will be next.
Get out and stay out!
Across organizations, majors, and walks of life, students gathered on College Green, organized by the Ohio University chapter of the Ohio Student Association. And they intend to use this momentum to present the university with demands.
So to come here and to see so many people show up was really, really heartwarming. And it goes to show that we're aligned on a lot of things on this campus, and that our university students are advocating for these demands to be met, and that they want a safe, ice-free campus.
Those demands will be sent to Ohio University President Lori Gonzalez and include publicizing their ICE policy, condemning ICE, not allowing ICE to work with university police, ban them from entering classrooms, issue warnings via the alert system, and deny ICE access to demographic data. Ayers and the association plan to work with other student groups who turned out in droves to support the event.
We all come together, we will make a difference. I don't believe in, not every vote counts. So this giant display of people crowding together to show their hatred and their frustration with the government is really nice.
And solidarity is the backbone for events like this now and going forward.
Community is the greatest act of resistance. As much as they try to make us feel isolated and powerless, we have to come together now more than ever to prove them wrong.
Ohio teachers are preparing for the possibility of ICE agents showing up at schools. While no ICE agents have been reported at Ohio schools, the Ohio Education Association, Jeff Wensing, wants educators to be prepared. In a letter to members of the union, Wensing gave teachers advice for what to do if ICE shows up at school. Tips like ask for identification and don't allow entry without a warrant are included in the lengthy document. The efforts come after federal immigration and customs enforcement agents took 4 children into custody near schools in Minnesota. Ohio Governor Mike DeWine's Department of Education and Workforce Director Stephen D. Dacklin, announced a $10 million award in safety grants for school bus safety. The grants will serve 371 schools, districts, and county boards of developmental disabilities, including Alexander Local School District in Athens County. DeWine says the grants will help ensure safer travel for Ohio students through safety upgrades to existing buses and the addition of advanced safety features on new buses.
House Republicans rejected a war powers resolution that would prevent President Trump from sending military forces to Venezuela. After a tied vote, the Democratic-backed legislation fell short of the majority needed to pass, despite 2 Republican representatives voting in favor of the resolution. Democrats argue the resolution is necessary after the capture of Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro.
The people who we serve with in Congress ought to grow a spine and stand up for the American people and the war powers that rest with the Congress and the American people, not any president. And to be reminded of who bears the cost of decisions that send Americans to risk their lives and bleed and fight.
Meanwhile, the Trump administration claims there are no U.S. troops on the ground in Venezuela and will wait for congressional approval before launching military operations. The United States has finalized its withdrawal from the World Health Organization, ending its 78-year commitment. The split comes after President Trump signed an executive order announcing the U.S. departure from the WHO at the beginning of his second term over a year ago. The administration say the U.S. wasn't getting a fair return on what it had contributed to the organization. Despite the split, the U.S. says it will continue to work with other countries on global health issues. That effort is expected to be led by the CDC. The U.S. has finalized a deal with TikTok's parent company, spinning off the app's U.S. assets to a group of American investors. The announcement comes just 1 day before the deadline set by President Trump to finalize the deal, which TikTok signed last month. American users likely won't notice a visible difference under the new entity's ownership. However, the algorithm determining what videos show up in their feed may shift as the ownership group takes control. As hiring rates slow and the job market tightens, reporter Maribel Gonzalez spoke with experts to find strategies job seekers can use to find work.
The current no-hire, no-fire job market has left many workers unable to advance and those without a job unable to find one.
The job market is not growing, and that means that people who are seeking new employment are finding longer search times, and those who are currently employed have their job security somewhat undermined.
The perceived probability of finding a job hit a record low of 43.1% in December, according to the Federal Reserve Bank of New York's latest survey of consumer expectations. But keep in mind,
hiring is always happening. Even at companies that lay off, they're hiring at the same time. Hiring is never zero.
Career experts like Lisa Rangel recommend being clear on the job you want and on the goals of the company you're pursuing.
What initiatives do they want to pursue? What challenges do they have before them? And then make sure that your resume, your LinkedIn profile, your interview talking points are speaking to how you can help the company with those initiatives.
Networking with human interaction may lead to more success.
Show up at networking events, conferences, try different ways and don't just only submit to job postings hoping you're going to get picked.
And while it may seem counterintuitive, applying to every job you see is not the most efficient.
We wouldn't want to plan our retirement by playing the lottery. It shouldn't be the same with our careers.
I'm Maribel Gonzalez reporting.
Next in sports, Ohio men's basketball is hosting a massive game with Akron tonight at 8 right here in the Convo. Stay tuned for a preview of the game and hear from head coach Jeff Bowles on the challenges that Akron poses.
We'll be right back after the break, but until then, be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and X to stay up to date on all the latest news in Southeast Ohio.
The Ohio Art Corridor is a destination experience. We would like this to be the largest outdoor art gallery in the world.
Portsmouth was able to field an incredible team for a brief moment in the sun that almost was sweet enough to get them a national championship.
We got land granted to us in Ohio. Great opportunity. Let's go. How would you know you got here? It was just sheer determination and patience and just hard, back-breaking work.
The bridge was acclaimed at the time of being an engineering marvel.
Progress is all about taking the lessons of the past and doing better. So I would hope that now that we know better, we will do better.
Put the kettle on again. We're going to have company.
Well, it has been unseasonably cold.
Comfortable bed, home-cooked meals.
Sounds perfect.
Shall we just stay here?
Oh, I was hoping you'd say that.
You are very much in the right place.
Intriguing.
Intriguing and potentially rewarding. Something for everyone, if you catch my drift.
Engulfed by jungle, an enduring enigma, Angkor Wat.
The engineering is unbelievable.
It's fascinating and frustrating.
Because secrets lay hidden.
It mysteriously was abandoned.
Now Nova searches for answers.
Good old-fashioned dirt archaeology with new technologies.
The LiDAR data is absolutely mind-blowing.
Angkor, Hidden Jungle Empire on Nova.
Wednesday at 9 on WOUB.
Welcome live into the Convocation Center. I'm Andrew Bowlby. It's still quiet in here right now with tip-off not till after 8, but it's going to be loud tonight as Ohio welcomes in one of the best teams in the MAC. Akron is at 6-1 in conference play. The only loss came to the best team in the conference against Miami. That was back in early January. They've won 5 straight since. For Ohio trying to defend their home court against Akron tonight, they're going to try to channel energy from last year's game in this building. Bobcats beat the Zips in that one by nearly 20 points. But for tonight's game, let's start with the status of Javen Simmons. He did not suit up on Tuesday night in the win over Northern Illinois, and we're still not sure if he's going to play tonight. He was out of the court warming up by himself for a little while earlier, but I haven't seen him in a few minutes. Here's head coach Jeff Bowles on Tuesday night speaking about Javen Simmons.
Yeah, not precautionary. Yeah, he, he'll be seen more in depth tomorrow, and not sure if he'll be able to go or not.
Well, that, of course, means Ohio's going to be without a key piece in a huge game. He will be missed all around, but especially on the defensive end. Akron scores the second most points per game in the conference, trailing only Miami. And you can see the scoring margin. They win games by a lot of points. And a big key for Ohio tonight, they got to get on the boards. Akron rebounds at a great rate, while Ohio ranks towards the bottom of the conference. Now, if Simmons does not play tonight, another thing Ohio needs is good bench play. The bench was huge on the Tuesday night win against NIU. Really, it helped them win the game, and Aiden Hadaway told us after that one that for this team to be good, a team that Ohio could win the championship in this conference, the bench has to play with confidence. They also need the bench to step up going forward, period. As you see the MAC standings, it's going to be very competitive down the stretch. Miami at 25th in the country, leading the way at undefeated 20-0. For Ohio, sitting at 4th, they obviously have Akron tonight, but they're also going to have to face Kent State on the road on Tuesday night. The MAC standings are very tight right now, and the schedule is only going to get tougher for Ohio. But tonight is a real opportunity to get a signature win and make up on some of that ground, Ohio, for the teams they trail. They need to put all the pieces together to have a shot in the game tonight that they're about a 6-point underdog in. Ohio will need Jackson Paveletzky. He scored 23 points on Tuesday night against NIU, leading the Bobcats to the win. Aiden Hadaway and J.J. Kelly are two players I'd watch out for, especially if Simmons does not play. If Ohio gets the all-around effort from everyone, they're going to have a shot against an Akron team that Jeff Bowles says is playing great basketball.
They're playing as good as anybody, and they got great pieces. Had a great core group of guys back from last year. Added some other high major transfers, and Miami game. I think they lost by 3 at Miami, so they were right there for that one. And it's a big game because we play them once. So tiebreakers will be involved and all that. And national TV game Friday night. There's nothing better.
Well, you just heard Coach Bowles. There's nothing better. Going to be a big challenge for the Bobcats, but I'll leave you with the good news. Akron in the last 4 seasons has a road win at every MAC arena except for 2. Millett Hall out in Miami, and of course, right here in the Convocation Center against Ohio. Tip-off scheduled for just after 8. It's a national TV game on ESPNU. Reporting live in the Convocation Center, I'm Andrew Bowlby.
We'll be right back.
Our possibly historic snowstorm headed our way. Stick around to see how much snow the Athens area is going to get.
Action! We're going to be in pictures.
What was that?
I'm afraid there's been an accident. Filmed extra, dead. You were the intended victim. Whoever's behind this
He's going to try again. Someone is trying to kill me.
doesn't seem to be much love lost there. Can you think of anyone who might want to kill you, Mr. Howard? Take your ruddy pick. Oh, dear.
Sunday at 10 on WOUB.
I am so happy you're home.
There's only one way to find out.
Do tell.
Just made some tea. You want a cup? It's my favorite part.
It's cold, not you to keep me warm.
See, enough for that. Thank you very much.
This is so much fun. There's no place like home.
Are you coming to bed?
Yours or mine?
CasualWorks was not designed, created, or maintained by people who studied disability. They're people who studied opportunity. If a person has very limited movement and can make little teeny circles, there's a place for you. The idea of workers contorting themselves to a job is one business model. Our business model is that the job responds to the worker.
So I know the snow headed our way has been a topic of discussion for a while now. Tyler, do you know exactly how much we're getting and what to expect?
So right now, our best estimates are around 10 to 12 inches for our Athens area. It's still a little bit subject to change as we head a little bit closer to it. But as we look at the weather for right now, we're looking at our temperatures right now in the mid-20s, but as we head overnight, things drop quite quickly down to low single digits, and with our wind chills this evening, possibly getting to below -10, so make sure you're prepared for those really cold conditions this evening. But as we head into tomorrow night, that is when this major, possibly historic snowfall event for our area and possibly the south hits our Athens area. And we see that light snow kind of start Saturday evening, and that will continue likely through Sunday afternoon, probably around 3 to 4 inches that time. But as we head into Sunday evening, that's when the bulk of our snowfall comes.
That does it for our broadcast this evening. Thanks for watching. For Tyler Zyro and Andrew Bowlby, I'm Charlie Ehlenfeld.
And I'm Parker Davis. Stay tuned for the PBS NewsHour coming up next. Have a great night and stay safe this weekend.